Poggers.
Okay. Ugh. Posting socials. Letting everyone know what we're doing. Alright, I think I got it all up. We did it! Yee! Oh, actually, I keep forgetting. Blue Sky has that, like, new thing. Where I can be like, hey everyone, I'm live. Do do do. I'll tell them I'm gonna be live for like 2 hours. Bam. Okay. We have raptors to paint. We might also have snow to shovel. But I've already done a batch of that. They're kind of coming out nicely. I like the shimmer. The odd gross goo. I wish the goo dried like it shows. Because at the place where I go to buy it, it shows that it's supposed to dry like in a clump. But then I apply it and it just, I don't know, it shrinks too much. So I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, I don't know. Either way. I like the basing color. I like what we kind of came to as a result for that. Is the frame rate weird? It says it's 30. But we got more silver to work on. probably going to be key for a little bit, is trying to get the rest of this silver on. Let's try to get the smaller brush. Because, yeah, I don't like how it ended up looking. These are getting a little too, like, out there in terms of brush tip. Also, expanding the silver on the helmets, I think, is a good idea. Could be good. Let me get this microphone over here. Hell yeah. What up, Max? Might have to go to the AFK channel for a second as I suit up and get rid of another layer of snow outside. Because the whole trick is to try to keep up with it. Oh, you're trying to make dice? I don't know if I'd be able to use them to roll. Custom made dice when playing are like very iffy. I'm almost convinced Baron of Dice custom dice are like not well balanced. I know they say they are, but I feel like the last 10 times I've fought people who have used Baron of Dice, they've been getting like 40% sixes, which should not be the case. But like, when you over inundate a Catan shard, assuming you're gonna kill it, and you actually throw enough saves on the board where you'd kill it twice, and it has a 50-50 save chance, and you do like 2 wounds to it because he rolled all like 4s non-stop. Just like, not even 4s though. Like, that's rolling the 4+ is like, all right, that's fine if you see enough of it. But most of it was 6s. It's like, Don't know how I feel about that. I mean, they seem fine, but like, there's oddity. I know Rand's Blood Angel dice roll really low usually, which is why the rerolls are so useful for him. But then I've seen him roll his Harlequin dice, and his Harlequin dice are just like, yo dog, you need like 8 6s, I got you. And it gets weird. Where you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. Stop rolling devs. Meanwhile, I'm just out here with my dice that roll really well when the game doesn't matter. Hey, playing a 2v2 with your friends? All 6s and 5, baby. Feel really good about it. Oh, you're at this tournament? I think I'll give you some 1s and 2s. God, you bastard. Like, dude, I'm running into a Catan with 42 attacks, lethal sustain, reroll 1s to wound. I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. And across 42 attacks, not even the leader's attacks, just the 42 the squad gets, I got like maybe 6 lethals and sustains. And then when I went to wound roll, all my fails were like 2s and 3s and 4s. I never rolled like a 1. Just feels so bad, man. I can't wait to go to this tournament and lose to a Pantheon list again, though. All I can think is to go Mercurial. That's it. Like, I'm just gonna go Mercurial for this tournament. I have the list together. It's not great. And the entire assumption is that I'm going to be paying attention to scoring and positioning and, like, nothing else. So I don't know what else to do. Three squads of Chaos Spawn meant entirely for mechanics. I am going to attempt the 1 nuke, though. The +1 to hit, +1 to wound. On Noise Marines. Let's see if it works. Yeah, shit can get crazy, man. I'm still surprised we have, like where I'm at right now, we have above ground power lines. It just feels weird. Almost everything else in the area had their shit changed to like below ground. But our neighborhood's like, nah dog, we got this. Stay warm. Blanket up. Alright, we're gonna get this guy silvered, and then I'm gonna put up the, hey, I'm outside shoveling real quick sign. I think he's set. Silver champion. What up, JP Gok? I might step out for a minute. I'll give you guys something fun to look at. There you go. Alright, I gotta step out, check and see. Do a quick shovel run. Go. Yep, BRB. Oh my god, the snow. What's up, Skullduggery, if you're still here? Woo! It is really heavy. It's sleet now in where I'm at, which is kind of like, it's good that I got out there when I did earlier, because the like half an inch of snow I just lifted weighed more than the 5 inches of snow I shoveled earlier. So that works out. Should probably hit some of this with black. You don't got no skull? Feel sorry for you. Potentially. Most of us don't know if we're ever in the right place. What up? What you doing? Any projects? Any fun stuff? We're out here trying to finish my converted murder wing. silver mode. Oh, so silver. I'm watching the new Kamen Rider anime. Hit me with that cliffhanger. Hoping for something a little more interesting, but I guess they got to build up the first monster fight, the first like real monster fight. Part of me kind of wishes I could sit here and watch Party War Games live. I have it on mute on my side monitor. But that would feel a little weird to be like, let me steal some content. Kind of the annoyance with streaming, though. I'm out here doing this while really wanting to watch something. Hell yeah. He swoop, he soar. Phone call, probably asking me to shovel again. Got my warm shoes on. shoes. We've got 3 more to silver up after this one. We gotta look at the weapons. Get the layer work done. So silver. I am kind of sad I didn't know the squad build before I made these things. The issue is now that I know that a warrior can take a plasma pistol, it's like, kinda probably should have done that. It's good to put a plasma pistol on like a more disposable unit, so you can kind of send it up. And the fact that the warriors are able to be like, oh, I moved, I no longer care about minuses to my stats. That's pretty big. Like, if it gets wounded, then it can, like, sprint somewhere. What the fuck? Oh, what's up, Panic? $40K, Jesus. Okay. The biggest of raids. Headphones on. Quick reminder to everyone coming in, I am in the snow belt of the current going-ons in the world. So if randomly the stream just kind of ends, remember me fondly. But yeah, we're trying to up the silver on all the trim for my Raptors. I tried to do Balkan metal before. I did not like how it looked. It blended too much with the paint scheme. I needed to brighten it up. So that's what we're doing today. The eventuality is to get their basing set up. Kind of like a muddy color, and then we have this like odd mix of shifter paint and brown to try to create like puddles of weird glistening mud. It should be fun. We're actually not that far off from being done.
Poggers.
Poggers. Thanks for the follow. And then I don't really have any projects after this. I gotta either pick one or just calm down maybe for the rest of it. Maybe even put out some feelers on some of the local Discord groups. Most likely my next project will be another Land Raider Protea. Because I do like to set myself up for disappointment when the Land Raider Protea is eventually said to no longer be usable in 40k as a Land Raider. I already have one and it looks awesome. I much prefer it to the current Land Raider. Visually it looks fantastic. And they said we're allowed to use it, and most TOs seem okay with it. Okay, Panic. I do kind of want to run a double Land Raider Emperor's Children list. Kind of looking forward to learning how to play the Murder Wing and Kill Team. He again. What's up, Jack? We're doing the Raptors. Specifically the Murder Wing Kill Team. Well, air quotes, the Murder Wing Kill Team. This is a team I converted to be able to be used as them with a lot of the specialists. We picked an odd detachment for us to try for the paint scheme. One that was a little bit challenging, and I still am not 100% on. I don't fully like this paint scheme. But it is what it is. We got to go through it. I think this is... I'm trying to remember. I thought it was like the Sons of Malice. There's like 2 different names for this detachment. I don't know. It just... it like doesn't feel good. It's just preference, honestly. It's just personal and aesthetic preference. I'm trying to remember which 40k warband this is. Chaos warband. Bleak Brotherhood is the name of the warband. I'm fine with the glow from the jump packs. It's the general, like the general body plates and stuff that I'm like, eh. I do a lot of fluorescent effects across pretty much all the armies that I work on. And I do enjoy how they look because they do actually blacklight react, which is super fun. Nah, if you use the same green as the armor, then it just feels too connected. And you're wondering why the green on the armor is the exact same as friggin' the green of actual thrust. But it would have been too bright on the armor. It would have pulled too much attention away. I don't know. Bleak Brotherhood was an oddity. It's a weird choice of a warband color. In theory, Bleak Brotherhood isn't supposed to have any kind of like trim color, I think, outside of their shoulder pads. It's supposed to just be black armor and then the green fire, and that's it. Which does not look good on like anything. When I went around online to try to find Bleak Brotherhood paint schemes, everyone was like, no, 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 you gotta paint the trim. It looks garbage without the trim paint. And it really did. We did it at first, like we had it done that way, and I was staring at it for like a day. I just couldn't get myself to enjoy it. So it's kind of like the models. Like weirdly, the Bleak Brotherhood paint scheme would work better on regular Space Marines where there's not like trim. It would just look better on the flat facing plates. You don't deserve noise, Marines. Trim is the outer metallic, usually stuff around panels. So what I'm painting silver is trim. Trim is also a colloquialism. But you're going to have to look that up on your own time. But yeah, like the silver that goes around the leg with the lightning, that's all trim. We also had the biggest struggle trying to figure out what the hell the weapon colors were going to be, because I didn't want them to be the same color as the armor. It just looked too weird. So I settled on burgundy, and I think we're going to work it up with some red. Because nothing screams opulence like burgundy weapons. These are also the old sculpt raptors. Well, the soon-to-be old sculpt raptors. And I can see why they're changing them. This is not good. The way they're designed, the whole, like, no kneecap thing, it just makes it look really weird. Now, I wish that I was able to find a collection of one of the old body raptors. In particular, I think it was the second iteration of Chaos Raptors. Because the second iteration of Chaos Raptors was so cool looking. And that would have been sick to take to tournaments. To be like, alright, here's my Raptor kill team. And then just bust out the pewter with giant exhaust vent freaking Raptors. Oh. Something you can get to know about me, Jack Maddox. I'm not really excited for anything until it's out. I don't do hype cycles as much. I do interest. Like, I'm interested that it's coming out. I hold interest in what rules are going to be put into place. But the problem when you go with, like, hype cycle people is they tend to, like, talk up, oh, this could be it. Oh, what if they do this? Oh, they're going to change this, hopefully. Oh, this is going to be coming back. Oh, and then when none of that actually happens, then they basically talk themselves into being disappointed. Which, a little weird. I'd rather see how it is and then experience it, like, live, right? Like, to actually play it. Keep the hype in check. I would be interested to see if they do a little bit more with the terrain functions. Maybe spruce it up a little bit. I've recently heard the guy from War Games Live talk about how he would like a little bit more potential for tournaments to do, like, verticality in its terrain. Like, give reason for it outside of just, like, an extra AP. I kind of agree with that, but we'll see how it works. Like, when AOS was coming out, the new version of AOS, I was of the mindset after looking into it that, like, I was kind of hoping all the different terrain functions and things that existed would get a little bit more emphasis in the tournament play, because there was a lot of really cool stuff involving area effect terrain that would give you a lot of bonuses for standing in the area. And I was like, oh, this could be really cool, and then it didn't do it. They basically just put a building out, and then the building just exists as vision breaking, and that's it. Like, there's just no other value in the terrain in that system, which sucks, because I think it has great value potential. Nice. Oh, Mars with snow? So you're going to do, like, rusty red color with cracked earth, and then hit it with the snow afterwards? That could be kind of cool. A lot of that's going to come down to the texture pastes you get. There is actually just straight up like a snow texture you can purchase. So you're probably going to want to get some kind of red crackly earth to apply, and then you're going to have to wait for that to dry, and then you're going to need to get the snow paste or texture or whatever. Snow flocking maybe is what you're going to probably want, which means you're going to have to put glue down on your base after you're done painting it the red that you want, and then put glue down and then hit it with snow flocking in areas. My buddy does a lot of snow bases for pretty much everything he makes. He likes snow bases. But I think his Blood Angels bases are just going to be glowy, I want to say like red or green or something. Coming through black cracked earth. Oh yeah. You might want to, at best, if you're going to try to bulk do it, get all your bases together and then pre-make them. I don't know how well you're going to be able to do this with whatever setup you have. But in a universe like that, it is probably kind of worth it to get the crackle paste down on the base and then get it painted the way you want it, and then do all the models separate from the base in painting. But like that does take a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to pull it off. Your setup is peak. It's full efficiency. So you'll be able to build your model and then put it into like a pin holder so that it actually holds from underneath without it being glued down. Oh. At which point you would then do all the bases separate. That way you can maximize how they look efficiently to feel like the surface of a planet. In that situation, you kind of just take the texture paste and slosh it across. Get as many of them done as possible. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be hard. You'll probably have to paint the character entirely and then wait till the end. That way you... It's not as good because you won't be able to like get the bases to happen and dry at the same pace of you painting. But it'll just slow down the end process, which is probably not that big of a deal. Like, you'll basically get all the characters done, everything done, all the models, and then at some point you'll just go through all of them, push the paste on. Games Workshop sells red crackling paste. That should work. Wet palettes are good. Oh, and water and the palette. Wet palettes tend to be good. If you're using contrast paint, I highly suggest getting your hands on a silicone... I'm trying to remember exactly what they're called. Give me a second. Holding breath. There we go. It's one of these. They are a silicone system that is meant for you to sit around, and if you're feeling fidgety, I think it's called like a fidget toy or like something like that. If you're feeling fidgety, you like pop through, and you can pop back, and that tries to get you to stop doing things like chew on your fingernails and stuff. But they're silicone, and they are fantastic for putting very thin, contrasty paints into it. Because once you're done with it, eventually, you just pop it back through, and you can rip it out, and you're good. It's a great way to clean. So those are good if you're using those kinds of like thin contrast paints that you want to actually take out of whatever you're working in. Because sometimes I use Army Painter. So it comes out of a dropper, and you just drop it in there if you don't have a little pot with you. So those are good. Wet palettes can be good, especially because if you maintain it well, you can kind of preserve the paint that you already have in there. I think Miniac has a really good video on how to use and manage wet palettes you could check out. I know Army Painter sells a small one. I bought a giant one from my local art store that I still haven't used. But it's one of those things where, like, I have it just in case. It feels good to have. But if I was using it here, it would take up pretty much everything on camera because it's basically my table size. I mean, like, what paints do you have access to? Citadel paints tend to be good. If you're looking for royal purple, then you're looking for things like, I want to say Xenos purple. It depends on how you want to approach it and how much effort you're about to put in, too. Because, like, I could list off cool things you could do, but if it's, like, a bit too much for what your plan is, it's not really going to matter. Like, for royal purple, what I would probably do is I would prime the surface in white, I would think. I would most likely then hit it with contrast burgundy. It's kind of a red, but there's a tinge of purple in it. I would then go in with maybe Xerius layer purple or something that's like a darker purple. And I would slowly layer paint up from that to try to leave burgundy in the recesses. And then I would then go back in with Xenos purple to brighten it. And then if I want to highlight it, there's a couple schools of thought that I've actually experienced for purple. You either get a really nice pink and then lighten it a lot with water, basically kind of make it really low opacity, and then try to build up the highlights with the pink, or you can just get like a lilac or something and do that. So building up, have a plan, I guess, for how you want to build something up and how far you want to go with it. Because if you're just like, I just want purple, where is it? Start white, Luxion purple. Or find a contrast similar that just does purple if you're not really getting serious or being like, I want to make this look as crazy as humanly possible kind of situation, I guess. But if you start from burgundy and then go through purple, it just looks so much crazier. It has like that real royal feel to it. Brands that are good, Citadel's always good, although it can be a bit expensive. I have used Army Painter's Fanatic line, the new line that they have that is very designed to be like really good at blending and all that. It is very good. It's able to achieve everything I want pretty easily, actually. So that's a good brand to look for. Pro Acryl, always great, specifically the white. If you can get your hands on some Pro Acryl titanium white. Fanatic, the Fanatic line white's also pretty good, but Pro Acryl white is just perfect for when you're done painting something and you're like, oh, let me block this area off with white so I can hit it with a contrast or a bright color. That's what you want. You just get the Pro Acryl. It takes usually 1 or 2 layers, and it's done. And it's really thin, which is very nice. But beyond that, it comes down to experimentation. No, yeah, the purple I'm describing shouldn't be malicious. If you want to go really light purple, you could start with purple and work up to lilac. Then beyond that point, a lot of it comes down to you just experimenting and testing tools. I mean, that's what brought me eventually to start using So-Flats. Golden So-Flats. Because these are cheap, and there's like 5 times the amount of paint in here as anything I've ever purchased. The trick with it is you need... sometimes it gets a little thick, so you need a good medium to add to it to thin it out. So I have satin glazing. This keeps it non-shiny, or at least only mildly shiny. And it allows... for my ability to thin it so much that it's basically the same level of thinness as standard miniature painting type stuff, which allows me to really get in there and build up and work. It's great. But like that's kind of like you going off the deep end. You don't have to. To be clear, all these things that I'm like, oh, you could do this, and if you're like, oh, this is starting to get out there, you don't have to. You don't have to at all. For a lot of people, you could just find some good contrast that you really enjoy and prime your units white and then just put the contrast on and you're fine. Contrast paints look really good. If you want to step up from like a contrast paint style system, you get a couple layer paints that you want to use as highlights. You apply the contrast, you go back in with the highlight paint eventually and do a couple highlight spots with it and you're done. It looks really good. Yeah, a lot of it just comes down to testing. Seeing what works, trying some stuff out. Getting a little bit more experience in. Or if you're just playing one army and you're getting one paint scheme, just focus on getting whatever you need specifically for that and just be done with it. Focus hard on getting it together and just, there you go. Nothing else needed. I'm coming around to them. I think the basing, when I applied the basing to the 3 that I tested it on, that pulls them together. Sometimes the stuff you paint is only as good as what basing you choose for it. So if you're going like dark rusty red and bright white patches on your base, balancing that with what's on the model might be a little hard, but you gotta kind of like consolidate those 2 factors together. Because that's where the idea in art of 70-30 comes together, if you want to like focus on that. Like if your models are really bright, try to figure out how to make your bases really dark. Or if your models are low saturation, maybe up the saturation on the bases. Yeah. So maybe find like a lighter red to work up the rusty red from. Or to, rather, not from. Then when you apply the white, it should be fine. And then just try to get like darker type stuff. Like if you're going to do purple, maybe only go for like a really dark purple and then do like a really mid highlight in only some areas to brighten it. And don't go too much farther than that. Like the bases I'm making are very neutral brown, which kind of works. Because there's not a lot of like neutrality to the armor. Even the grays tend to be bright with the silver that I'm applying instead of the gunmetal. Helps it out a little bit. Plane units? Like the aircraft? I mean, I'm a Chaos player, so it's Helldrakes. I own 2 of them. I spent an entire day at the one store, I think last Tuesday, staring at one. They had a model, they had a Helldrake on shelf in the old box for the old price. It was like $72 or something. It was ridiculous. There's a good chance I might still purchase it. Like an airplane in real life? I don't know. Anyone that doesn't fall out of the sky. It's kind of the only answer. Helldrakes are the Chaos aircraft. I'm trying to think where mine are. Oh, mine are in the box. I can go grab them. We're getting close to the end of the silvering. And we're still chilling here while it snows outside. Sort of. To my understanding with the lore of a Helldrake, they're sort of forged supposedly by Thousand Sons, but like given to almost any other faction. At least that's what I understood it as. But that might not be the case. At the very least, I know there's apparently a warband, I guess, from the Thousand Sons that consists of 1 sorcerer and a metric ton of Helldrakes. Ooh. This is hard to hold. This is a Helldrake. I actually finished painting the bottom of it too. Spent a little time. Yeah, I got 2 of these. They're cool. They're not good, but they're cool. I keep trying to use them in games. The rules just aren't there for them, though. Like, a lot of the aspects of them in 10th edition right now consists of, like, they can't really do too many missions. There's a couple, but not a lot. And they can't do this over here, and, you know, they're just not as durable as you would think. So there's a ton of element to them of just like, yeah, you're going to use it once and then it's going to die. And that's how it works. And that doesn't feel that great. They're hard to move around the field. Terrible. It's my least favorite faction to play against. Anyone that gets stronger when I'm next to them. Honestly, I play a lot of EC. I want to play Thousand Suns more, but I don't know. For tournament play, I don't want to have to think that hard. So I usually play my Emperor's Children, which are very difficult to play right now. Or at least play and be good with. But like right now, the biggest problem with Emperor's Children I keep running into is tournaments where someone's like, oh, I play Death Guard. And I'm like, cool, you're going to basically have a passive defense against everything I can do that I can't counter. Excellent. And now with the new Pantheon, the new Necron Pantheon, which is +1 AP if you're right next to a thing that's Necron. It's literally just, I have to go in, see if I can kill a thing, and if I don't kill the thing, it's going to be almost back to full very quickly. And when it swings at me, I'm basically not even going to be able to make armor saves. I have to have an invulnerable. Which, all of that is insane. I do want to do videos more. I want to get back into it. I just haven't really thought of like worthwhile videos to make. I'm trying to resort how I want to do things on my YouTube channel. Because I liked making the team videos for Kill Team, but there's drastic problems there. You know, big changes in balance could just throw that out of proportion. It's one of those things, though, where I'm kind of overthinking it, but at the same time, I'm kind of not. I want to give people good quality stuff to watch. I don't want to, like, shortchange anyone. But then I watch like other channels that are doing well, and their version of what I do is just sitting in front of a camera and being like, all right, I'm going to read you all the things that the squad can do, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, I guess. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling those as much as like, let me show you examples of why this is an interesting rule with visual effects. I feel like there's more value in that, but like at the same time, with how quickly everything changes, I could spend so much time making those videos for you guys, and then GW could be like, oh, next balance data slate, we got rid of that rule. And then this whole video that I throw together showing off the cool thing is no longer valid. I wouldn't mind doing battle reports more, but those are insane to make. Especially at the quality I want to make them. Domino's or Papa John's? Yeah, I got those 10K though off of my videos. So now that I'm streaming, and YouTube usually keeps those algorithms separate, we don't really get a lot of viewership when I'm streaming. And then when I make the streams go live, they also don't pick up a lot of viewership. I would prefer to do stuff from this format though. Like if we could hang out and I could be like, yo, let's go over these teams today. Like how Tactical Tortoise does like his live stream days where he's like, we're going to talk about this team, and then he chops it up later to put out like the small portions for videos. I feel like that could be better. But I also just, I don't know, I feel like it's like a lazy cop-out for something that could be a little bit better. But that's the burden of YouTube. You gotta hit the tier that works best for you to, you know, be able to do stuff. Yeah, thanks for that, Jack. I just have problems with like some content creators that I've seen where I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and then they just kind of vanish. Like I kind of want to double check again. Is freaking there's this one content creator that I used to watch a lot. Oh, god damn it. I didn't mean to click on anyone. But then, like, he signed up to do work with, I want to say, Army Painter. He was like, I'm their ambassador. And then, like, he dropped, like, 6 videos in a year. Yeah, he hasn't posted new videos since the last time I've seen him. Glacial Geek. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Because he used to do this thing where he would wear, like, a GoPro and play games. And then he would just cut up and edit the GoPro footage later. When was his last video he put out? 8 days ago. It's not the worst. He doesn't really do live streams. Posts? He posted a month ago for Christmas. Two Thin Coats is okay. A lot of the times I feel like the branded paints like that, I feel like there's companies trying to break into miniature paint sales. God damn it. Like there's companies trying to break into miniature paint sales and they don't know how to do it. So they eventually contact someone who's big enough in the sphere of like hobby channels to be like, hey, we want to put your name on our paint. So like sometimes they're good, sometimes it's like eh. I think with the Duncan Rhodes though stuff, I think it was more that like he was very big into being like quality control about it. Because I mean, you're attaching your name to that nonsense. It better be good. How much snow you got, Rand? Got a bunch of snow up there, buddy. It's still going. It's getting heavy, too. Apparently Max lost power. He popped in, he was like, oh, I'm gonna paint too till I lose power, buddy. I was like, cool. And then he was like, oh, I just watched the power line go down across the street. So, no power now. You win. I mean, the problem is it's sleeting where I'm at. So, if I don't go back out, like I got most of it up. But when it starts sleeting like this, whatever snows down, just, it's non-stop, like, weight increase. Like, I'm telling you, man, the ½ inch I just shoveled not that long ago weighed more than the 6 inches I was shoveling earlier. Yeah, the power line went down. Specifically, the part of it that went, like, from the street to the building. But that's enough to like knock the power out in the whole area, really. Dude, sometimes when those power boxes go, like the ones on the actual poles, oh, the noise they make is insane. We're almost done the silverification. I occasionally watch shows. I mostly just watch like streams and stuff. It's more the content I like to consume, but occasionally I pick up a decent show here or there. Try to watch it fully. Try to binge watch usually some form of anime, depending on what's out. Waiting for the next season of Invincible to drop. They just did the trailer for that. Yup. I was an avid fan of the comic for a long time. It actually got me to be a fan of Kirkland and Otley, the writer and illustrator for that type of thing. Sometimes I'll just occasionally pick a series to watch and see how it looks. Like I watched, basically binge watched the first season of Broadchurch. That was a pretty good show. Super fucked up. Alright, let's get the Reds down. But yeah, like 90% of the time, I'll just have like a stream on. Like even though I'm streaming right now, I got War Games Live on my side monitor. Keep checking it. Oh, okay, Jack. You toss Abby out in the snow yet? Make her run around? She's snowed out or she hate it? Who's playing right now? Necrons, League of Votan. Oh, it's Canoptic Court too. It's not even the new frickin' Monster Mash Pantheon. I'd say Aaron should be watching, but he looks like he's playing Dota 2. Mind-blowing. Glad I remembered this last time when I walked out to wipe all the snow off my car. I almost forgot. That shit was crazy though. There was so much. How long is this supposed to keep going? Is it just going to go through tomorrow? Let me double check the statistics. Midnight, you say? Oh, damn, we're not even at the hard part. Supposedly in the next half an hour, we're going to start getting hit with the serious stuff. Yeah, it ends at like 1 in the morning. I love that they just keep adding a snowflake underneath where the cloud symbol is, and they're just like, yeah, dog. Just increased level of difficulty. Part of me kind of wishes I had a snow cam set up. Just a small camera in the corner. You guys could watch as I'm just getting buried alive. To silver the little gemstones in this gun. Let that dry. Let's start gunning through the bases. I feel like that's probably the best bet. Let me grab a paper towel, because this does involve pigment powder, and pigment powder loves to just fall all over the goddamn place. Alright, for this, we did use a contrast paint to start with called Goddess Glow, which is actually a skin tone. But skin tones are mostly just browns, and browns are great for ground color. And the pigment powder kind of pushes it a whole different direction anyway. Space Marine helmet on here. Have to hit that later. So looking at the new models for the Raptors, I feel like one of the main things they fixed was like the kneecapping issue, like the fact that most of this armor doesn't really have kneecaps. Some of them do, but some of them don't. But then also I realized almost all of them, like the old Raptors, they look like they're landing. They never look like they're taking off, which feels weird. Like they're always kind of like this is the angle, right? Like it's always coming in from behind. And then the new ones look like they're running forward, which just genuinely looks way better. all it takes. I think I hear the snowplows going by. Unless that's some kind of snow tornado about to kill me. Four battle boxes or battle forces. That was the one where it was the Emperor's Children box that was cool up until it had the other Noise Marine squad that I don't need. What are the other ones? Oh yeah, the MVB I don't need. It's a good one. The Khorne one with demons, which would make you have to play the demon detachment, which is weird that they would do that. Although, I will say for the Thousand Sun one, they know what's up. Like, Terminators are pretty much it right now for Thousand Suns. If you don't have a lot of Terminators, you're not going to win. The Death Guard one, though, is awesome. That's a lot of Poxwalkers. Brickatermies. All those bloat drones. Triple bloat drones. So nice. I would want the DP on foot. I just don't need the Noise Marines, I don't think. The second squad that they give you. That is a good box, though, for the Emperor's Children. I mean, it's insane, but at the same time, I think almost every Death Guard player I know locally already has full amount of all variants of bloat drone that they could possibly use, except like one person we know who probably doesn't want this box. Maybe. I feel like Jack's almost to 2k points. The shovel grind. I'm gonna have to hit that up after I finish these bases. Especially now that I've heard the snowplow go by. Because I gotta carve out spots for people to park on the side of the road. And the snowplow is being a pansy and not actually getting to the edge of the road. They're doing like just the middle lane. Which is not great. It does beg the question, though. So I have a tournament coming up. I think it's first Saturday of next month. Should I do like a serious I'm trying to win list, or should I do an interesting let's see what this can do list? It's a Rogue Trader tournament. It's not a grand tournament, to be specific. So it's not like I'm trying to get like a golden ticket here. Because I have the stuff to run the 20 Terminator brick as a 1,000 Sun list. Like, that's completely plausible. Or I go with my Mercurial idea and just have people who can, like, vanish when they want to. Or we go back to my Peerless Bladesman list idea, which is as many Flawless Blades and Infractors as I can possibly put on field, alongside 3 Demon Princes. Go. I'm not super sure how I want to play this. I also have a Pocket Scintillating Legion list. I know Scintillating's doing really well, although I don't have all of the things that make it do really well. In particular, dipping into like the Nurgle demons and stuff for just getting points held and all that. Or I try to play a little bit of Thousand Suns Armored Division. There's also a viability there. Another Space Marine helmet. We already made one yellow Space Marine helmet. I think we'll do a blue. And maybe a red. Get some variance into it. Alright, so we need a red and then a blue. Balls red. I don't need to get serious with this because these are going to get pretty heavily dusted by the texture paste, or the texture pigment powder. That's the word. There we go. So there's only going to be like little hints of the paint coming through anyway. Like even the yellow one I did is mostly like brown and brownish red. Where's the crystal pistol? There we are. Just trying to tear through this. Get the blue on this one. Alright, here we go. The pigment powder grind. And the way we were approaching this before is we start with the Vallejo Rust. We go pretty heavy on it, though. Down a little bit. We gotta dirt up the bottom of the feet. Make it look like they're actually part of the world that they're in. Off a good bit of the excess. Actually pick it up and use it over here. Sort of earthy brown really does help out the paint scheme. separates it enough from the base. one. Second part. What's up, Mountain? All right, second step for basing. Brown iron oxide. This we do in small patches. It's just to add some discolorization. What you up to, Mountain? You among the people working within the storm, as I am? Or are you just chilling? Ah. Don't think we'll do the black rings today. I'll just do those off stream because we are going to have to apply the little like goo that I apply to these to give them that like muddy oil look. And that stuff takes a minute to dry. Well, more than a minute. A minute's more a facetious statement of time. The goo bottle, consisting of clear tar gel, shifter paint, and brown pigment. We're also probably going to need my little stick here. Figure out where these are going to go. little hits of mud. Gooey. Mud pools. This is kind of a fun part of miniature modeling. When you do like weird stuff where you like apply a bunch of paste and see how it dries and then go back in and you're like, oh, I could put mud here. It's almost like the mini gets to choose what happens to it. Nice. And with this pile of mud, the team is now, for the most part, complete. There's one I didn't finish because it is a second warp claw or warp talon, which the warp talons are not a bulk unit for the Raptor squad. You can only take one, which is fine. Yeah, gotta wait for the mud to dry. I'll do the black rings later off stream. I'm probably gonna have to get out there and do a little bit more shoveling. Maybe even assess shoveling near the road. We'll have to see. But yeah, Raptor team basically complete. Can't exactly go outside and varnish them, so I'll have to wait for that. Either way, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Hopefully we all survived the snow. I'm going to go back to watching Paragon City Games over on YouTube. War Games Live. It's always good. Always a good time. Don't know when we're going to stream next because I don't really have any projects. I might set up my table for a sort of Let's Play and try that again in the coming week. We'll see how that works out. Later.